I just want to let everybody know that the Lakers lost to the Utah Jazz twice. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. The Lakers lost to the Jazz twice.
It's not as bad as you think it sounds like. There's a lot of guys losing to them.
I just want to say you're a hater, so that is so crazy.
The parallel universe, the Lakers were Washington.
Because wow, that's wild. Just enjoy.
This is messed up. This is messed up.
Oh my goodness. There we go. Yep, Utah, they beat some surprising teams, man.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Freddie,
Yes,
Jason
sir.
Tatum's the MVP. How we feeling?
Oh, I want to talk about MVP talk too, because this Luka stuff is getting out of hand. So we definitely got to talk about some MVP stuff.
Can we make that DPOY conversation MVP by DPOY? Can we just talk about both a little bit?
Ooh, that's gonna be tough because I can tell you. Maybe if we got enough time, but I can tell you right now that I don't know if we will. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not like MVP won't be able to get talked about. Like,
Yeah.
I think we'll probably, for the most part, all agree with Defensive Player of the Year. I think that's because it's such a short list. Yeah, I think we'll probably.
I got some questions.
Yeah.
I got some questions. I got some questions about Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay.
Like I said, Jokic definitely hooped in this game. I need him to do a little bit more though.
I mean,
yeah,
well,
but I knew they were gonna lose this game, man. I'm like, yeah.
They are finally. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I respect Lil Joker as the MVP that he is. Guys are finally putting him in situations where he has to foul, and he is fouling, and the referees are calling it.
Bro,
Like,
you talking about one of the most overrated players in NBA history.
yes,
And he's still very good. But even with that, he's so overrated.
So that's kind of.
He would never be the best player in the championship team, man. Like,
you can't.
hell, man, he didn't deserve 2 back-to-back MVPs.
He did not.
Man, that guy, man. And now
I'm
you
not gonna
notice
take one of them from him, but he didn't deserve back to back.
he's averaging 21, 9, and 9 this year, and 21, 10, and 9 or something like that. And no one's talking about him because they finally realized, yo, none of this shit matters if you're just gonna keep getting knocked out in the first and second round. Like,
Thank you.
But are you really gonna knock somebody for a regular season award?
yeah, because there's other people that should have won.
I'm just saying it's a regular season award, but you're talking
Right.
about.
But it is the MVP.
Yeah,
though,
bro.
man.
I hear you. But congratulations.
There's other people who deserved it when he won it. That's all.
I hear you.
It's the MVP. It is the regular season award, though. We're not talking about most improved player, rookie of the year. We're talking about the most valuable player. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I hear you. Look, his teams, to be fair, have never really been a defensive-minded team, which is why we're talking about two-way teams. They offensively minded, but they're not defensive-minded. And really a lot of teams aren't. In particular, there's about 4 teams that really classify for this classification. So we got the Cavs, the Raptors, the Suns, and the Jazz. And to be technical, the Jazz actually fell out of the offensive ranking, I want to say, to 11th over defensive, maybe. No, defensive, yeah, because they've been hooping on the offensive tip. The defensive, they're 11th. But they were in the top 10, though. And let me just do this, right? Because I feel like these are really good teams. These are really good teams, people. When you look at them, and I was right, it's on the defensive end. Let me get on the soapbox real quick, people. When you look at them, I like these teams, right? Reese, I told you the Cavs could go to the playoffs and come out as champions. Like, we could be talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers as champions. We could very well talk about the Suns versus the Cavs. Are these 4 teams going to the finals for you guys? And they again,
Name them again.
offense and defense.
You say Utah, Cleveland.
Raptors, and Suns.
Why isn't Milwaukee up there? I'm confused. Why you ain't say Milwaukee?
because they
I
got
feel
top 10. They got to be top 10 in defense and offense, right?
So it's crazy. Offensive,
Come on.
they're lower than what you would expect.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man, 111 per game.
Notice I said offense and defense.
I'm about to say I ain't say nothing about I couldn't say nothing about the Celtics, Freddie, because
I didn't say nothing about my Lakers, Freddie. So,
yeah, bro, but still, Milwaukee's still a good offensive team. I get you guys saying.
I hear you. I said top 10, and I had to sneak in the Jazz because they were 11. Now they were top 10 when I looked at it.
Okay,
but
my fault.
You're 11. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all disrespectful to Milwaukee. All right, my fault.
Hey, be mad at Milwaukee for not being the top 10 offensive.
Milwaukee's the best two-way team in the league, man. But
that's crazy because they're not top 10 in offensive.
Bro, but look at their differential. Like when you start to get it, like my fault.
You said, like, I'm just saying, like you're bringing up the Bucks, and I hear you, right? Like they're like, what is it, 10-1, 11-1, something like that, best team record wise. I hear you. I got you. And it's funny because our next segment is going to make it sound like my statements sound now for a while.
Okay.
But again, they're not top 10 offensive.
So hear me out, right? To answer your question, if I had to pick two teams, and from this top 4 though, it would have to be Utah. I would probably say Utah and the Cavs. The only reason why I don't think Phoenix is because the guy who is at point guard and shooting guard, do not get me wrong, Chris Paul is not a slouch on defense. However, he is aging. Devin Booker, in my opinion, is a slouch on defense. And so when you look at, in my opinion, I don't believe that he is the best shooting guard in the league. I believe he may be one of the best scoring guards in the league. But I personally feel like we look at the historic greats at the 2 position, they score and defend. Devin Booker may be now defending in these first 10 games. Check me by game 30 and let's see if he's still playing defense. That's all I'm saying. And so I think it would be Utah because, again, I love the fact that those guys go out every day and they look at the calendar and they can pull up FanDuel just like we do and see that they are not the favorites. Because why? They're not supposed to be winning games. So when you look in there and there's no type of pressure on you, and dang, I mean, the first quarter ended, we up 5. Second quarter ended, we up 6. Third quarter ended, got a little close. I mean, shoot, fellas, let's go win this game. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, but when you look at Cleveland, though, I personally feel like 1 through 5, Cleveland may be one of the best defensive teams in the league. Freddie, I know you mentioned Milwaukee. I agree. Milwaukee is definitely a great defensive team, as well as I do think Boston is a great defensive team. But if we're looking at, like Trey is saying, in terms of rankings, in terms of both being top 10 in both categories, because I think Boston has the number 1 offense in the league, but we're ranked like 20th defensively. And now I would like to let everybody know, though, we have the best defense in the first and fourth quarter. Second and third, we kind of let go of the rope a little. But first and fourth, Boston is in the lead. We start back, we hold teams under in the first, and we keep teams under in the fourth. It seems like that's winning time. You know what I mean? It seems like, you impose your will early, and then you chokehold them at the end. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, but like I said, Utah and Cleveland. I'm gonna let y'all. Utah too.
Okay. Freddie?
All right.
Out of the 4, Freddie. You got to pick from the 4.
No, you're right. I'm gonna play the game the right way, but.
And again, just to be clear,
real quick.
Utah. You said Utah and who else again?
I said Utah and Cleveland.
Okay, so you got Utah and Cleveland in the finals. If it's based on these 4.
If it's based on them 4 and them stats, yeah.
Utah, Cleveland.
Think about it, Freddie.
Phoenix. Who else? Wait, who was the other one? Utah.
Right, it's Utah, Phoenix, Cleveland, and Toronto. I mean, only a West
top 10 in what though? When you say top 10, they're top 10 in both what? What are we talking about? Shooting percentage or point score?
Defensive ranking and
overall
ranking.
Gotcha.
See?
Okay.
See? It's everything.
My answer to this.
4. Remember.
Utah, Cleveland, Phoenix, and Toronto. My answer to this is Phoenix because the other 3, or no, it's Phoenix. Slightly over Cleveland. One, because Cleveland, their schedule's been a little but I love Cleveland. Cleveland's a great all-around team, but I think Phoenix me watching the game as far as Phoenix defensive game plan, they take your best player away from you and they make you do the things that you don't want to do. It reminds me of like New England style defense, right, in football. So I'll say Phoenix of that group, and then Cleveland. Toronto and Utah don't deserve to be in there. So y'all know, and you know who you should give credit is freaking Brooklyn. Brooklyn has not allowed 100 points scored in the last 5 games. Brooklyn is coming on as one of those teams. I don't like this list, but I'm gonna play y'all game. I'm gonna play y'all game.
Okay, but Brooklyn ain't had Kyrie and Ben Simmons is playing 10 minutes a game, Freddie. You gotta
hold on, Reese, hold on.
Damn it.
Hold on.
Tell the whole story, Freddie.
Nah, I just want to make sure. Nah, I just
Boston's not up there.
Nobody want to see that stuff, Trey.
One of the best three-point shooting teams, one of the best free throw shooting teams, one of the best defensive teams. Boston is one of the best rebounding, shots blocked, three-point shooters, free throw shooters, and is averaging the most points. And how are they not one of the best two-way teams in the league? You got Toronto up there, man.
Freddie.
Oh my goodness.
Freddie, you're not mad at Trey.
And top defensive ratings. No.
You're not mad at Trey.
Give it to these 4 teams.
You're not mad at Trey, Freddie.
I gave you my answer, man.
You're upset. You are upset with the nerds. You're not mad at Trey. You upset with the nerds.
But that's what I'm saying. We basketball fans, man. Let's not play that game.
I gave you these 4 teams, and you said the Suns and who else?
In Cleveland, man.
Okay, because that's what I would go with.
It's ridiculous.
And to be fair, that is a realistic possibility. The Cavs could beat the Bucks. They could beat the Celtics. Like the Suns, they could beat the Warriors. They could beat the Clippers. They could
win a championship.
They could, like both of these teams could win the championship. It's just very interesting. It's just I just find it very interesting that the Jazz were in this ranking. That's all.
Look so when you play the Lakers twice.
They played the Lakers twice. I know, Freddie, ain't that?
You're gonna be in there. You're gonna be dead last.
Let's not act.
I mean, one game will put you up in the top 5.
It's 2 games, fellas. Like let's not scoff at their record like it's been trash. They played some solid games. They played some solid teams. So I mean, I can't just.
Yeah, they played the Lakers twice and beat them.
Out of 10 games, right?
You're right. I mean, look. I also think too, though, it's fair to say that you can't completely sleep on the Lakers because, like, if we start clicking well, all right, we can win the championship. So because you're saying that, like, I'm looking at it as okay, they still beat a contending caliber word choice type of team. So I can't scoff at that. Similar to how the Cavs beat a certain caliber championship team twice, Reese, the Celtics. I just want to throw that out there. But you know that's.
Also, I would like to say though, outside of these rankings, I do think Portland versus Boston can happen
in the finals.
Yeah, if you really look at outside of the top the 14 games, right? If you look at Portland, they're really holding cats under 115, 110, 105 points and winning the game.
I like Portland. I'm not a big fan of Nurkic personally, and I feel like there's going to be a few issues where he's going to cause like he's not big and he's not strong enough to guard the bigs. I understand
what bigs are he?
I was going to say I understand you don't have overly elite bigs.
Yeah,
even with someone like a DeAndre Ayton. He's still gonna struggle, and Ayton's been having a down year so far. So
I mean, he's gonna have a down year. He don't want to be there, and so that's my point.
But even with again though, he doesn't want to be there. He's gonna have a down year, and I still say he's gonna struggle against DeAndre Ayton. Like I'm not confident about my team if my big is gonna be going again. Like it's a realistic possibility. You might see the Sun.
I guess my thing is, how many times has DeAndre Ayton scored 30 points in a game? I mean, based on the coaching,
when you got Mikal Bridges, who is playing full court defense on Dame, slowing him down while also giving you 16 points a game. And if you want to put Devin Booker on Jeremy Grant, be my guest, because I'll take that matchup any day. Jeremy Grant he just dropped 37. Jeremy Grant has the ability
What do you think Devin Booker's been? Do you think Devin Booker is a terrible defender or something?
I
I'm
don't
missing
think he is
something.
a good defender.
He's a very good defender
But you
now.
praise Donovan
A
Mitchell.
very good
That's
defender now.
crazy.
Hey, no.
He's a very good defender now.
Now
you praise Donovan
this
Mitchell
season-
defensively, but you're going.
Oh my goodness, Devin Booker.
I mean, how long has Devin Booker been a great defender, a good defender?
This year he's been amazing. He's been good enough for the past
Okay, so
2
look,
years.
Trey, what's crazy is Freddie is making the argument for D-Book that I'm making for Donovan Mitchell. They both have elevated their defensive ability this season.
I'm going to tell you the difference.
I am biased towards Devin Booker
Here's
because
the
I don't
difference,
feel
though.
like he's given what he's supposed to on the defensive end.
You got to watch him, bro. He's playing great.
Well,
You see, well, Clay don't count. But you see what he did to Clay. He's done this to Kyrie. But more
To
importantly, he's 6'5", 6'6".
To Clay,
Donovan Mitchell is 6'1", bro. Donovan Mitchell is 6'1".
Clay
Yeah, he may
Thompson,
still, listen, I said,
he be acting like, look, he acting like he already admitted he biased.
no, Trey, hold on. We gotta walk that back. He said Klay Thompson, two knee surgery, 2 surgeries, bro.
But
We
look,
talking-
Right,
Reese,
so-
Reese. I gotta say this
Argument.
though. You also went in defense of Klay Thompson and talked about his gravity and stuff like that. So if
He
we're gonna
has
go at-
gravity.
So if we're
But
gonna
that
talk
don't mean
about
he's a-
Klay Thompson, like Klay Thompson can still get you a 25-30 ball real quick.
Clay's
too.
just no longer an elite perimeter defender on smaller guards. Klay Thompson came back and averaged 20 last year and was averaging 19 per game in the playoffs before.
What are you averaging this year,
People
Freddie?
try to act like Klay is just chopped
What are you
liver now.
averaging this
He's
year,
having a
Freddie?
down
Dropped a
year
little
right
bit.
now,
He dropped
but
a little
Klay is
bit. He
still
dropped.
Klay for the most part. Like,
No, he's not. Clay is
I
not.
wouldn't necessarily say Klay, but this is gonna have to be another discussion for another
you're
day.
crazy. Yeah.
Bars. Let's see. Damn, what we got on the docket.
I'm looking at who the Suns have
Ooh.
played, Freddie, and I just don't see. I mean, like Luka dropped 37, Dame dropped 40, PG 35.
Who's guarding most of them? Miles Bridges, bro.